feel alive. What's going on? I have no memories of anything before this point in time. My mind is tabula rasa, yet I have a language. I seem to be in some laboratory of sorts. Maybe I can find out what happened if I look around. There's a screwdriver in this toolbox. Better take it. There's a handwritten note here. Maybe it can shed some light on my situation. Now is not the time. Books. A lot of natural philosophy and chemistry. Something by an M.W. Shelley. I love magnets. It looks like the legs of a frog hooked up with wires. And I'm pretty sure it moves when I'm not watching. It's a brain in a jar. I wonder what it's thinking. I have no idea what's inside of this, but it glows. Ooh, surgical tools. Shiny. The door won't budge. It seems to be barred from the other side. I might be able to unscrew these hinges, though. The screws on these hinges are rusty and stuck. I need some lubricant to loosen them up. With such a multitude of jars and bottles, at least one must have some sort of oil in it. Human skull or a paperweight. This oil looks expensive. Let's waste it. I smeared some oil on the rusty screws. That should loosen them up. I'm free! What a dedicated knight to guard a damp dungeon like this. Maybe he was demoted. Maybe he likes the dark. Maybe he's secretly a poet. I bet his name is Roland. Another piece of paper. This was written long before the last one. It looks like someone has been sleeping quite a lot in this sorry excuse for a bed, and it was hardly the suit of armor. But why would someone choose to sleep down here? More writings from the lonely doctor. Another locked door. Let's take a peek through. This is brilliant, but how will I get the magnet out there and then back again? I need longer arms. I wonder if I can get a refund on this stitched together body of mine. There's a long stick here. Perhaps it was used to try to chase away rats when trying to sleep. I need something else. Nothing happens. I don't know why I thought that would work. Look, I can attach the magnet to the end of this stick. Another locked door. Let's take a peek through. Let's hope this works. Haha! Just as planned. I got the basement key. Let's unlock this door. More letters. Has he figured it out yet? A couple of cogwheels on the floor. They must have fallen off the mechanism when the door slammed shut. I wonder if I can put them back. What a strange door. No handle or keyhole. It seems to have some sort of opening mechanism. Oh, I know, it's a secret entrance hidden behind a bookshelf. Only I'm on the other side of it and see only the back of the shelf. This is the nail from which I skillfully lifted the basement key. Not yet. Nothing happens. There are some minuscule inscriptions on the wall here. The doctor is losing it. He's just scribbling down nonsense by now. What will he do if he ever acts on his wild suspicions? It's a mortar, and a pestle too. They seem to belong here, but I'll remember where they are in case I need them another time. The label says Dr. Wolfram von Trauerschloss. So this is the man who brings the dead back to life. He looks as though he would have been handsome once. It's warm. I haven't realized until now just how cold my body is. The story is so sad. I don't even know if I want to read this one. The name on the plaque is Lucas von Trauerschloss. This must be the ashes of Wolfram's son. A big and heavy candlestick. It looks like there used to be 2 of them. A beautiful china bowl. It looks hand-painted. A dead body. It's the body of Dr. von Trauerschloss. He's dead. And what's more, he's been murdered. But who could have done this? There must be some clues around. There's something in his pocket. It's a small, delicate key. He kept it in the pocket closest to his heart. I wonder what it unlocks. The missing candlestick. And it seems to be the murder weapon. There's a letter clutched in his hand. His final words? Or a clue left by the killer. Blood is flowing from a wound in his skull. I wonder if he was alive when he was killed, or if he was just a mechanical cadaver like me. There is no clockwork or artificial parts that I can see. But how can you tell? The back of his head has been cracked open by a heavy blow. He couldn't have seen the attack coming. He was dead before he knew what happened. So, he trusted his assailant then? Was it me? I have no memories from my life before. Maybe it was I who killed him. But then, how was I brought back? These are the hands that give life. Talk about meeting your maker. This letter is signed Belladonna. I've been waiting to hear the other side of this story. The doctor's handwriting. I know it well by now. I should sit down and write a story. But with all these journals and diary pages lying around, it seems like I already may have. Look at all these old toys. Wind-up dolls, music boxes, and mechanical trains all around. I think this used to be a private hobby of the eccentric Dr. Wolfram's, before he got into the whole corpse business. Another portrait. It says her name is Franziska Canosa, an old relative, no doubt, but I wonder how she relates to the von Trauerschloss family. I'm not going near that horrible cat. I'll have to get rid of it somehow if I want to proceed. Look, A perfect sphere. Let's see if I can get 2 parallel lines to intersect. Look, a perfect A stuffed raven atop a bust of Pallas Athena. What a cheerful decoration. Let's call them Annabelle and Dupin. Another journal page. This one has drops of blood on it. This room looks completely abandoned. I suppose this is what happens when you're down to a skeleton crew of only one maid, no matter how fantastic she is. It's snowing outside. I have no concept of the current year, season, or even geographical location. This room looks completely abandoned. There's a bottle of milk out here. I wonder how long it's been here. At any rate, it's frozen completely solid. No wonder in this cold. One more Belladonna letter. Let's read about this Klara figure. The tombstone says Clara Stieber. This must be the grave of the wonderful maid I've heard so much about. I can't help but notice that it's been emptied. A note. I'll let it stand by the fire for a while. It's thawed. The milk is now in liquid form. The milk pours easily. Okay, so I can give delicious milk to my fearsome adversary, but why would I want to do that? This creature has nothing but scorn for me. It would just take my milk and keep attacking me afterwards. Unthankful thing. More letters. Can someone tell me what happened to poor Klara? A plant, a natural object, standing in a pot, a man-made object. The plant can consume nutrition and grow bigger, and the pot can't. Neither of them can think. So what about me, then? I can think, I know that. But am I natural or man-made? This lantern might prove to be the very first thing that actually manages to shed some light on my situation. I'll keep it. Belladonna. This little plant has caused a lot of trouble. For a flower, it's not particularly beautiful, but for a murder weapon, it sure is. It's a large tree. Looks very peaceful. Couldn't I have been reincarnated into one of those instead of being forced back into this mess? Look, a journal page was hiding behind the plant. Yes, those are indeed boxes. They seem to belong here, but I'll remember where they are in case I need them another time. Let's grind this plant into powder. Is this how Klara died? Yes, this should put an end to the grim reign of this beast. Look, it's a key, and it has a funny tassel attached to it. No wonder the cat wanted to play with it. The animal must have managed to steal a key somehow. Thaw the milk, grind the leaves, poison the cat. That was a lot of work to inspect this rather uninteresting ladder. This is strange. This is Belladonna's signature, but the handwriting is just wrong. The door is locked. The mirror is completely shattered. I think someone in here didn't really like their reflection. Let's take a look inside. Coils of rope. I wonder why we're keeping rope in the bedroom. I wonder if this key fits. There's a key hidden inside. A very important one. That's a big wardrobe. I bet you could hide a corpse in there. Actually, I better not open it and check. Is she dead? She doesn't move a muscle, yet she sits upright. She's like a mannequin of human flesh. A note.
Klara, it really is you. I was so certain I'd never see you again. You didn't wake up.
I woke up. I've been wandering lost ever since, trying to find out what's going on.
How are you feeling? Do you remember me?
I have no memories of you, or of myself, but I found some notes lying around. I can only assume you're the one called Belladonna?
I am Belladonna, murdered and reanimated by Dr. von Trauerschloss. At first a mindless mechanical doll, but I slowly regained control over my brain. And when the time was right, I broke free.
I saw the doctor's body.
Yes, I crushed his skull. Standing over his blood-soaked remains, I was free at last.
But where did I come from? If he was dead, was it you who brought me back?
Yes, my love. You were the only thing on my mind as I stood there, alone and victorious. I had secretly watched the doctor's process, and I desperately wanted to believe that I could get you back. I unearthed your grave and carried your dead body down to the laboratory. I did everything right, to the smallest detail, but you didn't wake up. And my time was running out. I can't turn my own key, and now that I was alone in the castle, I knew my life force would run out quickly. But for all my effort, you remained dead, and with no one to keep me vital, I eventually sat down here and just stopped.
But I did wake up.
Yes, apparently you did. Your body had been in the ground for quite some time. Perhaps that made the reanimation process slower, but with your key powering your brain directly, you did not have to go through the drawn-out, sluggish wake-up. I take it your cognitive powers and language have been with you from the start.
Well, yes.
Excellent. Then I have even improved on the doctor's method, but I doubt independent thinking and free will was ever in his interest to reproduce.
Do you think you could do it again?
Create more of us, you mean? Yes, I hold the secret of life and death, and I plan to use it. The experimentations must continue.
And the two of us will have no place in this world.
Quite right. So, we'll make us a place. Dead bodies will never be in short supply. We'll make more of our kind, a whole new race of the damned.
Where do we start?
I know for a fact that there's a fresh body lying out there in the Great Hall.
The doctor.
His flesh, at least. We won't be using his wretched brain. I've already destroyed it in any case. But the body will do. We will have to find a few other ingredients. Will you help me?
Of course I will.
Thank you, my love. I'll carry the body down to the laboratory and start with the preparations, and in the meantime you can help me with a few other things. The doctor's brain is completely destroyed. I made sure of that. I don't think any of us want his villainous brain back amongst us. We're going to need to find a new one. Secondly, we will also need some clockwork parts. We have to manufacture a force to keep the dead body going. Thirdly, not only the brain, but also the head and the cranium were damaged. If we can find a new head, that would save a lot of reconstructing effort.
I'll start looking for the objects then.
Thank you. Come talk to me if there's something you're unsure about.
That's a big wardrobe. I bet you could hide a corpse. I see a lot of mechanical parts in there. I need to get them out somehow. This faithful screwdriver will do the trick. Time to turn this old clock into a slightly peculiar wardrobe. I'll call it Uric. The body of a deranged murderer, the decomposed head of an old lady, the brain of a small child. How could this possibly go wrong? A human skull or a pig? Roland? This stone is so old and the name is worn off.
Yes, dear?
Will we need to find a fresh human head?
Yes, I've smashed up the head of Wolfram rather frivolously. I'm afraid it's beyond rescue. I was thinking of my grandmother, Franziska. I'm sure you've seen her portrait in the study. She was buried some time ago, but her cranium should be sufficiently preserved. She rests in the mausoleum in the cemetery outside, but there is a hidden way into the tomb behind the armor in the basement.
I'll go take a look behind the suit of armor.
Thank you.
I'll start looking for the objects then.
Thank you. Come talk to me if there's something you're unsure about.
Belladonna was right. There is a secret switch behind Roland the poet. It's too dark down there. I won't see my hands in front of me unless I light the crypt up first. I'll just tie this rope to the lantern. Yes, I can lower the lantern into the hole. Amazing. I must be directly underneath the mausoleum in the cemetery. I can't believe it. It's another letter. How did it end up down here? Here's Franziska's coffin, but the lid is much too heavy for me to lift. Maybe I could break it open, but I'll need some sort of big hammer or mace for that. The things one does for love. You look very peaceful, but I do so need your head. How shall I remove it? With some surgical tool from the laboratory, perhaps? Now to carefully remove the head. It's remarkably well preserved.
Welcome to the Lab of Horrors.
I have Franziska's head.
Well done. Just give it to me and I will attach it to the neck.
I found something else in the crypt. Another note. One I'd written myself when I was alive. I think we need to talk.
What is the matter, dear?
It's just... forget it. It doesn't matter. Let's focus on what we're doing here.
Yes, let's get this creation moving.
I took some parts from the old clock.
Well done. Let me put them into the creation.
I have the brain.
Well done. Please give it to me.
I'll get going.
Thank you, dear. Thank you, dear. Thank you, dear. The creation is complete. All we need to do now is force life into these dead limbs. That big switch on the wall initiates the procedure. Will you have the honor, my dear?
Gladly. The time has come. I've wanted to pull this thing since the first time I saw it.